going on, Jeff?
Jourdan, what's up, my man? Midweek
Chilling.
podcast time.
We finally made it. We finally made it to a one-on-one. We've been
Yes,
trying for the last hour.
hey, they don't make meetings easy, but virtual
Yeah.
time, we're gonna get used to this stuff, definitely. But
Yeah. We thought
so
it would be easy, especially since it's like the thing for the past 2 years with COVID. You think it would be super easy, but Apple, yeah, all right.
you would think after 2 years we'd have some way of doing this. I thought just record a FaceTime, boom, you're done.
Right.
Apparently, wiretapping laws are a thing, and they block out your audio.
Crazy, man. How you feeling today? Feeling good?
Feeling good, man. Good mental check. Get
Good
school
Monday?
started. Monday
Ooh.
motivation. You just hit the gym.
Ooh.
Yeah. It's too small over here on my side, but hey,
Your ankle's back. Is your ankle good to go?
man, we're just barely walking now. We don't really have a full limp. The swelling is gone though. Thanks for asking though. That spraining an ankle, that's not a joke right there. I'm done with that for sure.
You got a grade 2. It would be nice to know what grade you had, like all the football players.
Just below tearing that motherfucker up. Tom Brady was looking at me and like, I played a Super Bowl with that.
Yeah,
No
yeah.
worries at all. I threw 300 yards with that.
Goat life.
Man,
All
talk
right, so
about a weekend of sports.
yeah, man, we got a lot to talk about. We're trying to bring you guys a little different flavor. There's so much to talk about. October is so many. We got baseball, we got football, basketball starting, hockey starting, boxing, UFC. So we're trying to bring you guys something a little different. Have a little bit individual conversations, more content, which is great. That's what we want, more content. So Jeff got with me today, and we'll try to talk about a different couple of topics. First one I'll bring up, since the crazy weekend of football just ended. What's your take on these kickers, man? I think there was 12 missed extra points, and then Crosby missed 4. Then the Bengals kicker missed, and then Crosby won the game. So what's your take on that?
So first take, they just don't make kickers like they used to. I remember growing up, a team would have a kicker for 10 years. Vinatieri was there. I mean, you look at the kicker lineup, teams just didn't change kickers all that often. Man, these kickers are changing jobs. They might have 2 or 3 on the roster or on a practice squad just waiting to call somebody up for a missed kick. I don't know how much of that is confidence in kickers. They've lost the confidence of the job being there.
Yeah.
But kickers, you got one job, and what would you say, Jourdan? The last 2 or 3 years, we've been seeing a lot more missed field goals, PATs.
Yeah.
Yesterday, you know what I saw a lot of? Kicking out of bounds. We know that's a penalty.
Oh, yeah.
Before you get to the end zone, just throw the flag. We saw 3 or 4 of those yesterday too. So it's not just field goals and PATs.
Yeah, it's the punts, the kickoff. I want to say there's been a big change with when they changed that, when they pushed the ball up on kickoffs.
Yeah.
I think for specifically kickoffs, now, they scooted up for injuries, players getting hit and that stuff. I think that changed. I think punters now are purposely trying to just kick it out. There's something that I think it's like half and half. I feel like they're either going to try to kick it out, or they're trying to at least kick it just a little bit light so they can get a return, so the players can get down. Can you imagine being a kicker and be like, hey, man, I'm trying to hit something. Just get them the ball so I can hit something. I think that might have an effect on the kickoffs. As far as the field goals, man, I don't know, man. I think the commentators are like calling guys out during the games. And I think as a player, you go back and you watch it, or you hear it, or you get on social media and you see it. There's access to everything. I think back in the day when kickers were missing, you wouldn't hear about it unless you read a newspaper.
Now you hear Anderson had his job for 20 years.
Yes, and kicking is 100% confidence, man. It's 100%. You don't do nothing. You cold all day. You just kicking. You just waiting, watching the game. Like, I would love to talk to a kicker and see how he keeps his mind in the game, being on the sideline that much.
You know what? If somebody knows a kicker, give us a call. We need to talk to a kicker.
For sure.
We want a kicker on the show.
Anybody. It could be a high school kicker. I don't care. Somebody that kicks the ball in the NFL. I got questions for you.
College, NFL, you name it. CFL. You're a kicker and you want to be on the ManUscript? Dial in. Here's a question for you on the kicker topic then. Baseball, they have multiple pitchers. Now, I know that would probably relate more to the quarterback situation, but you got a cold foot basically sitting there ready to kick a field goal. How would you feel if NFL teams started carrying more than one kicker on the roster? For example, Mason Crosby, he went cold, missed what, 3 or 4 in a row yesterday, couldn't get it
Yeah,
back. He drilled the game winner. What do you think about there being a backup kicker or maybe somebody else to relieve some of that pressure from him?
I think the idea was, it can't hurt, but the question is going to be, what do you pay these guys? Like the whole league will obviously have to extend their rosters.
Well,
What do you pay
obviously,
them?
it's becoming more important.
Because those pitchers in baseball, their baseball's contracts are, they can pay whoever they want,
Yeah.
and then those pitchers that come in, they get paid healthy amount. Now, should the NFL toward baseball does pitchers and the contract situation, because we know is not guaranteed. So maybe it's a good idea. I just don't think the point with roster situation, teams that rock 2 people that barely
Okay. I mean,
hurt.
but is it not becoming more important in the sport? Because we're seeing teams losing just because of a kicker who's not able to kick field goals now. So I know in the past, everybody kind of laughs about the kicker. It's 1 point or it's only the 3 points. And a kicker, yeah, they were important, but they weren't vital. I mean, if we look at Tom Brady's career, a lot of his name might be riding on Vinatieri too, those last second field goals. If you look at what Mac Jones did against New England last week, he did his job perfectly. He got them into the position to make a field goal. Bam, that field goal is now the most important thing in the game as far as those players are concerned. Do you think kickers deserve more money? Is that maybe why we're seeing a decline in kickers?
Yeah. I mean, those are some of the questions that I would love to ask somebody that has that passion and that dream to pursue to be a kicker. Like, does that stuff come into play? Like, I mean, I'm just here. Everybody has life stressors. Who knows, man? Kickers could be going through something. You don't know. They might not make enough money like the old linemen. So, their family's struggling with money. I don't know. These are all questions that I would love to ask. I think that we should give the kickers a little bit more focus and love because obviously games are coming down to. Ask the Vikings, man. The Vikings always coming down
the
to
Lions.
like a field goal.
Look at the Lions.
The
They're
Lions
losing
always
because of
come
these
down to a
kickers.
field goal. So if you're an aspiring kicker, there's help that is needed. If you're a young kid watching this and you want to be in the NFL, I would say try a kicker. Even if you play football already, you've never tried kicking before, just try it. You got to try it. You might get a scholarship on being a kicker, and you might help one of these NFL teams one day, man. I think we should give a little bit more love to that position. Yeah,
absolutely.
That's my take on it.
I completely agree. I mean, kickers, they're an underrated position. I think we saw linemen start getting a lot of attention when we had a lot of poor linemen entering the NFL. A lot of sacks were happening. I think we saw the pay of left tackle go back up. You saw right tackles coming in. You saw a lot of guys changing positions. I think for kickers, they've been so underrated for so long. We're starting to see some of their importance. I didn't like some of those rule changes that they made when they first made them. Nobody likes change, but I feel that maybe it's time that we see the evolution of the kicker again too. I mean, maybe they take the cleat off more Anderson style. I'm going to kick the thing 50, 60 yards in the snow without a cleat.
So still cleat. All right, moving on to importance of the sport of football. We're in football season right now. We're giving you guys a lot of football content. It's prime time right now for the NFL. Importance of football. I got a question for you. I'm gonna give you some QBs.
Okay.
Which QBs? Which one? This group of QB I give you. Who would you want to be your franchise quarterback for the next 16 years?
I'm
All
gonna rate
NFL
them
teams
top
want to
three.
find that Brady. Okay, cool. Let's do it. All NFL teams want to find their Brady, man. Brady set the tone. Brady set the tone of what teams want. Teams want to find that guy. So here's our group. First, we got Justin Herbert.
Okay.
Josh Allen.
Okay.
Joe Burrow.
Okay.
And my boy Kyler Murray, man, MVP.
All right. Now, how are we basing these? Are we building a franchise? Are we doing fantasy?
Building a franchise.
If I'm building an NFL team right now, I'm looking no farther than Kyler Murray. Kyler is on a different level in a lot of different aspects. Now, I'm a big stats guy. I love looking at the statistics. When you look at Pro Football Focus and how they break down stats,
Yeah.
somebody that has top 10 in yards, but yet is bottom 5 in bad decisions is Kyler Murray. He doesn't make bad throws, which also results in another stat that I love, yards after catch, meaning he's putting his receivers in a good spot to continue downfield and keep going and not get his guys hurt. So we're not seeing a lot of Arizona Cardinals injuries. We're seeing a lot of smart play. I'm taking Kyler Murray to build the franchise around. And I would say out of those guys that you gave me, Herbert's a really close second. Herbert, I want to say would be
I
my
like Herbert.
top, but Murray is just a different breed of quarterback.
Okay. Well, you said you were going to give us all four. So you got
if
Kyler,
I'm rating them,
one.
Murray, Herbert, Burrow, Allen. I'm not a fan of Josh Allen.
Why is that?
So this is a double-edged sword because you mentioned it. Tom Brady set the gold standard. If we look at Tom Brady this season, he has 37 throws, according to Pro Football Focus, that were rated as bad throws. He leads the league in bad throws. But after week 5, Tom Brady is also our yardage leader. So when we start looking at some of that, is gunslinging not dead? Maybe Josh Allen is still the right guy for that. My issue with Josh Allen is the same issue a lot of people would have with Sam Darnold, as you know, Panthers fan. He makes a lot of decisions not throwing the ball that cost his team. Josh Allen had so many fumbles last year, and a lot of them he got really lucky with. But I said it with Patrick Mahomes. You only get lucky so many times before that luck runs out. I feel like Josh Allen is going to be doing that same thing. We got lucky. We look great. When does that luck run out? I'm looking at these guys, Kyler Murray, Justin Herbert, that are pure skill. Herbert's reading a defense, dissecting it. Obviously, Kyler Murray is too. He's not making dumb throws. He's coming right at you. He's going to do a lot of dink and dunk, but that's to open up that deep ball for a Christian Kirk or a Rondale Moore, these big playmakers. He's finding ways to get that ball into those playmaker hands. And Josh Allen, he goes to the same guy. He goes back to the well. And I think that's what we see come playoff time, and that's why they can't advance, is he continues to go back to that well. It continues to make mistakes. You can only hit Diggs so many times in a row. You can only hit Emmanuel Sanders so many times in a row. But if you shut them down in a sequence, he doesn't know how to read that, is my personal belief on that. So I'm not a Josh Allen fan. He's getting better as years go on, but so did Mahomes. And I feel like they're going to hit a ceiling where they get figured out. Lamar Jackson is kind of finding that too.
That's what I was kind of feeling too. I feel like Lamar and Patrick Mahomes are kind of like in their own little class because I feel like there's ceilings on them now. They're in the league long enough where teams can figure them out. I would agree with you. Josh Allen would be the next guy up, and then the other three are super young. You got anything else you want to add on anything before I give you mine?
I will add to Burrow. Okay, go ahead. Burrow is a monster. He's a beast. He knows how to take a hit. Last year we saw him learn from taking. He learned from taking a hit. And if you look, he was willing to take those shots yesterday, but he only did it game on the line. I have to make something happen. Burrow is a superstar in the making for the NFL, as far as I'm concerned.
So obviously I'm a Cardinals fan, so I'm rolling with Kyler number 1, but I'm going Joey B at number 2 because he has the closest similarity to Tom Brady mentally. Like that dude, Joey Burrow, has a chip on his shoulder. He got that big injury, and everybody was writing him, "Oh, he's not going to be the same. It's going to be a mental thing. He's going to be thinking about it." The last 2 weeks, this dude's been getting blown up. He ain't worried about that knee.
He doesn't care about that knee at all.
The dude got hit in the throat, had to go to the hospital. He just checked out of the hospital a little while ago for getting hit in the throat. He got hit in the throat, kept playing. He got depleted, kept playing. The dude is tough. The dude has a chip on his shoulder. He's got, when we're talking about how Brady set the tone, Burrow has that Brady mentality to me, that underdog mentality. I think that's what's going to excel him over everybody, not Kyler. That's because I'm biased. Number 3, I'm going to go
school style.
He's just got that chip on his shoulder, man. He's just a dog.
But wins you a Super Bowl.
When you see the clip and he was like, "Yo, I'll take the hit. Give me another shot. I want the ball." Like that's That's that Kobe mentality. That's just winning mentality, man. So I put him at number 2. Like, if Kyler wasn't there, I'm taking Joey B. I took in our dynasty league. I grabbed Joey B. I was like, I gotta grab. I'm glad I got him. I had to get him. Got him. Number 3, I'm going with Herbert, man. The dude's precision is crazy, man. I mean, he's got nice weapons, but dude, his precision is crazy. I like him. He's a little bit quiet for me, but that's okay. I mean, you win games, you win games. I would say that he's got the Chargers right now in contention for AFC best. I mean, I'll take him. I call him Sunshine because he got the long hair. And then number 4, man, Josh Allen. Just out of these 4, I put him there. My buddy I work with is a huge Bills fan. We go back and forth all day. I said, hey, the Bills aren't real. I think last night they proved they are real. I apologize. I take it back. The Bills are real because I forgot one.
Oh, they're real.
We're talking about chips on our shoulder. We forgot about one factor. I forgot that they lost to the Chiefs in that AFC Championship. Dick stood on that field. They remembered. They showed last night that they didn't forget. But out of these 4, Josh Allen's last, as you put up to as well. I feel like he's in between that tier of Mahomes and Jackson, then him, and then these younger guys. So
all right, we look at a lot of quarterback classes and we put people in classes of their eras. This is where I see Joey B. I feel like Joey B is Phillip Rivers. Never gets the ring.
You think he never get one?
I think he surpasses all these accolades, but he's stuck with an organization that doesn't get him what he needs to get to that next level. Zach Taylor as the head coach of the Bengals, I'm not a fan of that. Where Sean McDermott of the Bills, I think, does nothing but help Josh Allen, because Sean McDermott had to watch all of those Cam Newton struggles in Carolina. He watched how many times he got sacked. And I think he said, I do not want to run a team that way. But I feel like the Bills are real. I'm giving you that. But I think it's because of the coaching staff.
Yeah. Okay. I agree with you. All right. So we're going to switch gears a little bit, switch sports. Like I said, October is beautiful. We got all sports coming up. We got NBA coming up, man. We love NBA. We already you're on NBA more than me already. You've been seeing me stuff. I'm like, okay, I got to start tuning into the NBA. I'm still in NFL mode. I love NFL, but I got to start tuning into the NBA. You're a Laker fan. Yep. I'm a Suns fan. Yep. I'm a LeBron fan. So I was rocking. I'm not going to front to everybody. I was rocking Lakers stuff when LeBron went because the Suns suck. I know it's just heartbreaking. We sucked for so long. But last year, my Suns came along. We back. We're good. I'm still mad at Chris Paul. I feel like Chris Paul was paid off, man. My man crossed over fail. In the finals, bro. In the finals. You're point guard in the finals. Like, you fall.
Point guard in the finals is now average.
Oh. I really wish Chris Paul didn't come back, but he's here, so we support him.
Okay.
Who is winning? Who's winning our division, man? Lakers or the Suns?
Lakers. All right. I'm going to give it to you. Why? I feel like they'll know how to manage their time. Everybody's talking about the age of this team, the injuries of this team. I think the way they stacked this team, you look at point guard, you got Rajon Rondo, Russell Westbrook. Nothing says these guys have to play 45 minutes a game. They've been thrown in these roles where they're the only guy that can produce what is needed. I feel like Westbrook is going to be that energy. He can be out there with Rondo, Braun, AD, Melo. You got Monk is out there. I feel like they really tried to round out that Lakers squad. That way, if there is an injury, okay, cool. You can still do 3 points. Bring him in. You can still pass the ball. Bring him in. So they won't, where last year they weren't able to. They said, okay, Braun's out. What do we do? We don't have a Rondo to give us that veteran leadership. AD, he's on and off. We might get him, we might not, depending on who's feeding him the ball. I feel like that Lakers team is a lot well-rounded now, a lot better. Now with the Suns, I feel like they're going to push too hard, too early on, trying to make those statements. I feel like they go deep playoffs, but I don't think they win. I don't think they're topping Lakers for regular season.
Yeah. All right. That's your opinion. I'm going to tell you like this, man. I'm going to tell you like this.
Tell us, Suns fans.
If I know anything about the NBA, man, it's all about health. It's all about health, bro. We all know the Nets. We all know the Nets should have won a championship. We all know. You put that much talent on one team, it's a wrap. And yeah, the Lakers got all the talent, but NBA season is so damn long. Yeah. I usually take basketball IQ over talent and youth.
I'll take the
And I
IQ
take
all
health.
day.
I'll take health over the IQ as a team chemistry to win games. If y'all ain't healthy, which I doubt it, when you're not healthy, you're never going to get the chemistry. It's just going to be too late, a little bit too late to get the chemistry. When you guys finally all come together, y'all going to be missing too many games. IQ is great. I'm taking the youth on this one, man. I think that the Suns stay healthier and they go longer. I think they win the championship this year, and Chris Paul is going to be MVP. And sorry, LeBron's my guy, but dude, we've seen this already. We've seen Peyton, Malone, Kobe, Shaq. So we've seen this already, bro. We've seen this already. And
so that's our opinion.
Dudes.
There's our opinion.
Y'all not gonna be healthy, man. You're not gonna be healthy, bro.
There's Lakers Suns, but you said something that's gonna make me bring another team in here. The Nets are without Kyrie for every home game.
Oh man. I mean, you know, I haven't looked in the situation. I just saw that today and we discussed it before we got on. What in the heck is that?
Vaccination
like
status.
What in the heck? They're not gonna win a championship. You're not gonna have the chemistry. You're gonna miss half the games.
So will you say this? Man. Was the Kyrie signing? They didn't get him last year. He was basically gone the entire year. He played a few games. So was the Kyrie signing? Camila, our guest.
Say hi. Say hello. Okay. Go back down, mama.
So was the Kyrie signing an overall bust? Because the Nets are going to pay all this guaranteed
money. We're going to see this year.
What have they gotten out of it?
Yeah, we're going to see this year. This is it right here. This do or die.
He can't play in a home game. So what happens when you get to playoffs?
The dude's track record is so bad, man. Like, he blew up the Celtics. He blew up the Cavs. He's such a good basketball player, man. I just don't understand.
Kyrie is the best way to go into rebuild mode.
I just don't understand why he just doesn't focus on ball, man. I get it. Everybody can have their personal opinions and feelings and stuff, but, bro, you're blessed to do something that a lot of people love. I just don't understand, man. If that's one person I can have another conversation with, I'd love to be him to understand, because I see differently than him. I would love to understand his opinion on it, you know? But, man, if he's missing half the games, they ain't worried about the Nets.
So I agree with you. I would love to talk to Kyrie on something like that, but not the questions we keep hearing in the media where they always give him a political or a backhanded question.
Yeah.
I want to hear from Kyrie a very simple question. You're paid millions in endorsements and you're paid millions for your contract to play basketball. I know it's more than basketball. You have your own opinions, but please explain to us how you divide your focus or your efforts and where that importance lies to you to say, I can give up some of these endorsements. I can give up a bigger contract because my personal beliefs are more important than this. And where do you draw that line to say, okay, I'm no longer that player anymore. I'm no longer going to get those contracts. I have to step back into the basketball limelight. And then do we ask, are you just using basketball to gain a platform? Those are the questions I would ask.
It's possible too. And then I'll ask this question of the public. When we talk about these athletes, keep in mind, they're young. They don't really have a lot of life experience. So they might just come out and just ride a wave, or it might be genuine in their heart. That's how they feel. But just keep in mind, they're young. They don't have a lot of life experience. I feel like we put too much pressure on these young kids to be a voice and all that stuff like that. Just remember, man, they're 22, 23, 24, 25 years old. Looking back when I was that age, oh my goodness. You know, and then if I had millions, and then the platform that they have to just speak on anything, let's just keep that in mind. You know, let's not give them too much of a hard time. They're young; they got to grow. It would just be nice to see him play ball all the time. No, as a basketball fan,
I know we're wrapping up, and you've led us into these sections, but I want to lead you into a different one. It goes to football as far as the realm of football, but it's a different topic. Marshawn Lynch last week was named to a new role in the Players Association for NFL, where he guides these young players. How do you feel about somebody like Marshawn, who was so strongly opinionated? I'm just here that way I don't get fined. He didn't use any of that rookie contract. He saved all of his money. How do you feel about somebody like Marshawn taking that leadership role among those younger players like you're talking about?
That's what they need. I love it, because that's a man right there with life experience. He made it out. He's smart with his money. And he advocates help. He advocates the change, advocates to be there for you. So him, that role, it's a beautiful thing. I think those got a beautiful, bright future with somebody like that to help give them leadership and mentorship because he has a life experience. You know, we all know where he came from, and he made it out. So I think it's a great move, and I love it.
Man, well, you got anything you want to add right before we wrap some of this up here, man?
I
How
know
you
we're
feeling?
good. This
Mental prep on you.
I'm good, man. I'm good. Today's day 2 of the week. Yeah, I went to the gym. You know, you wake up, I don't want to go, but when you get going, you feel great. So yeah, I feel good, man. You feel good? Everything's good with you? Ankle
Everything's
okay?
good. You know what we need to check on? Our boys. So let's get
Yeah,
David on there tomorrow and maybe get somebody else
yeah,
on.
yeah. Most definitely. Yeah, we're trying to bring you guys a little bit more content, like we said earlier. There's just a lot to talk about, so a little bit more one-on-one. So hope you guys enjoy. Follow up, share, subscribe, like, retweet, all that. MySpace top 8. I don't know.
All of that. The freaking T-Mobile top 5. We'll take it back if we have to.
Everything, man. Zanga.
All right, guys. Well, we're out of here. Have a great week. It's our Tuesday, so keep it going.
Yeah.